Okay. First, I can empathize with the technical issues, especially as a millennial, right? People at my job as a social worker, they expect me to be really good at technology. So when I drop off our Zoom calls, they go, Charlie, you're the one that's supposed to know this stuff. Hello, everybody. Hi again, Noah. Hi, Yehudas. Hi, Laura. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mr. Gaba. Good to see you all again. My name's Charlie Cavell. I want to be our 18th District County Commissioner here in Oakland County. So that's 8 mile to 11 mile, Coolidge to DeQuinder. So it's Ferndale, Hazel Park, Huntington Woods, Royal Oak Township, part of Oak Park. It's an open seat. I'm a social worker. I used to work for Mike Duggan on economic and tax policy. I'm a union member, active with the Sierra Club, been to several events with the caucus, and our campaign is focused on racial, social, and economic justice. And if I could just take a step back and tell you, I became a social worker because when I was a kid, I was raised by a single parent after my mom died. And my dad ended up going to jail when I was 11. So that thrust me into foster care off and on for the next 5 years. So I was adopted at 16. And what that showed me, that experience, was I interacted with a lot of social workers. And what I learned from that was, at the time, that I had a lot of bad social workers. So I wanted to become a good social worker. I went to Wayne State on a running scholarship and started studying social work, and soon found out after I got into the profession that when I was a social worker at a homeless shelter down in Detroit, and also when I later worked as a social worker in Detroit Public Schools, when there wasn't toilet paper in the school I was working at, or when the homeless people I was working with were making these great strides in their life, but still were stuck being homeless, it was the structure that we were all working within that was ineffective, not the people themselves. So I then thought I should improve the structure. How do I do that? So I got a master's degree at U of M on a fellowship, also getting a degree in social work, and figured out that during the Great Recession, I started a nonprofit that then transformed the model of workforce development in the state of Michigan and ultimately led to 3,000 people finding sustainable work at sustainable pay. And that was an exhilarating moment for me because I saw that I could affect policy. I could work with politicians. I could change the way the government provides services to those who are vulnerable. And I myself had been a vulnerable person. So then after scratching my itchy feet, I went to India and East Africa and worked on community development and international development projects there for a while, came back to Detroit and worked on the bankruptcy on economic and tax policy for the person charged with handling and untangling the city's budget. So like I mentioned, our campaign's focused on racial, social, and economic justice, and I think I bring a unique perspective. So I understand at the 30,000 foot level what the machinations of government are, what the intended efforts of government spending is. I understand how government budgets work very innately, but then I also see on the ground level from experience what it's like, because I've worked with vulnerable populations for my entire career, and also I've been a person on Medicaid. I've been a person that was a free lunch kid. I've been unemployed. So I see that distance, and I think I understand how to make that line closer and darker than what it is now. Some of the things that our campaign is based on, just to give you the quick highlights, and I'd be happy to take questions after that, is we use 3 keywords. That's collaborative, inclusive, and innovative. So collaborative is talking about a need for more regional collaboration. We need more mass transit because we're the biggest region in the US without a mass transit system or a plan to get there. We also need a regional plan for aging because Metro Detroit is one of the fastest aging regions in the United States. When we talk about being inclusive, we're trying to share that we need this Oakland County to be a place where all of us are able to thrive. Oakland County and Metro Detroit as a whole, I should say, is the most segregated metro area in the United States of America. That didn't happen on accident, so we need to be intentional in remedying that. Speaking to innovation, our last bullet point is that Oakland County has yet to fully leverage its political and economic might, not only in being a role model here in Metro Detroit, but setting the tone for Michigan and being an example of other like-sized governments around the country. We have over 1 million people here. There's plenty for us to do with folks here, and also then share what we are able to do in innovation for our community and economy and society. So that's kind of my stump. If anyone has specific questions, I'd be happy to take them.
Awesome. Anyone have any?
If I have a minute or two,
You
I
do,
could
yeah.
go deep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll also tell you, just to, because we've done lots of these endorsement type screenings before, just to share with you, one, the vibrancy of our campaign. We have a crack squad of 8 people that meet every weekend to then set up and do things. We reach 1,000 voters a week, either on the phone or via text message. We've put out over 350 lawn signs. I am a union member and we're endorsed by all the unions here in this race. We've outraised every county commission race in Oakland County history by a factor of 1.5. So we feel good and confident. We're getting out there, we're doing lit drops, we're meeting voters, and we've been talking to them since before the virus, knocking on doors when there was still snow on the ground.